All right. Hello, everyone. So I was just journaling and it felt good to journal. I haven't actually journaled in a while. It just feels good to write out all the thoughts and emotions and feelings and all that sort of stuff. But I'm trying to think of like a collective meaning for what I want in this video, want to say, but I guess I'll just say it. I was on TikTok today and I don't actually watch TikTok very often. Like I go through periods of downloading it, and then normally after like a week, a day, I delete it again, which I did. I just re-deleted all my social media apps, and they'll probably be re-downloaded in like a week or two. And it's really it's challenging because sometimes I felt overstimulated. Oftentimes I feel overstimulated whenever I'm watching TikTok. But it's also an escape sort of from the world, but it's also like very much immersing you in the world. It's like my particular feed is a lot of different things that I come across that remind me of the real world, like news and stuff. And in fact, that was kind of, I was on TikTok for a while and then I had to leave, but just for like my own health or like my mental health, because it's stressful and it's like, the food is killing us and the healthcare system is awful, and Elon Musk just decided to, fight against child cancer research and stuff like that. And indirectly or directly, so, oh well. But it's just like, it's very, today, I don't know, I'm feeling a certain way today because I just, my journal today was very like free flowing of consciousness. Like some of these videos are, but the journal essentially was like, I had one thought, it goes back to another thought, back to another thought, back to another thought. And like, I kind of feel like that's my sort of personality. That's like my sort of being. I just have so many thoughts. So many thoughts. Like it's almost ridiculous. And some of the things that I think about are almost on the level of obsession. I don't know if it's like a special interest or like a obsession, compulsion to research type thing. But I just can't ever stop thinking. And that's challenging. That's really hard. And it's like kind of getting to me in a way because it feels like there's never a calm moment. There's never a calm moment. I'm always thinking about something. A lot of it I'm thinking about the future. I'm worrying about the future basically normally for no reason. Sometimes there are certain reasons that I think are more valid, but most of it's just anxiety or something. Or it's just like a lot of what I do, to be fully honest, is stressing out about, or really just planning. I excessively plan. I plan for like hours a day, multiple hours every single day about career planning and my career and everything. And the word that I use to describe my thoughts and feelings and dreams and hopes and goals and personalities is it's oscillating. So in physics, oscillation is when, you might have a wave and it goes up and down and back to the start. So, it goes the up and the down, and then the up and the down, and then the up and the down. And I think I have that sort of emotions, in dreams, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Like one moment, applying to this like hacker house, or, I'm working on this website, I want to build this project or this startup or idea or something. And then like the next moment I'm like, oh man, like I don't feel well right now. Like I have all these thoughts going on. I have certain issues in my life that would prevent me from doing this. And like, or I look at the world and I'm like, oh, it's pointless. Things are not going well just globally, and we're going to see some massive shifts. So what's the point in making a startup or something like that, for example, which I've never done, and there's a chance I never will. So I just go back and forth, and it's crazy because I'm realizing the extent of that. It's to the point where I will literally think of a goal that I want. like I'll apply to this hacker house. 15 seconds, a minute later, I'm like, oh, like, why did I do that? Like, I can't, for example, I can't code for as long, like my focus isn't there. Like I've tried to, and, I have those issues and other issues, and like, maybe I shouldn't be at home, away from home right now because I have, certain things I'm fixing up, like for example, my eye, and I have other things that I am trying to get better medically. And I'm like, oh, and it's like, my brain never stops, and it never stops contradicting itself, and it never stops flip-flopping, it never stops oscillating. And that's frustrating. And one of the things I tried to reflect on was like, social media, I know is not helping. I know it is not helping. But it's something that I keep re-downloading because my brain is like, oh, so now it's time to look for jobs. Oh, it's easier if you download LinkedIn again and look for jobs for hours, because the actual web portal is bad and annoying and makes you want to download the app or something like that. Or I went on YouTube because I'm interested in this thing and I can't have access to this thing if I'm not, but then I see all the shorts and that's annoying as well. And stressful because it's all about news. And I'm like, oh, then I get stressed, and then YouTube overstimulates me and the shorts and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know what the solution is, because as much as I just re-deleted my social media apps again, and as nice as it would be to just say, oh, let me sit down and focus, which is something that I feel like I'd need, the thing that worries me and the thing that actually kind of happens is I don't have the distraction then. Where if my brain is constantly moving, I'm only further reminded of that by restricting my access to social media. So I'm kind of like, I want to get rid of it to reduce the sort of source of it, but really my brain is the source. And the looking on LinkedIn, for example, for jobs or stuff, it might be enabling a little bit. It's kind of like the tool to try and get rid of it, to try and do the thing that tries to get rid of the thought, but it doesn't actually get rid of the thought. But nothing really gets rid of the thought. I mean, even I'll be meditating and like 5 minutes after I'm done, I'll be started looking up jobs again, or like I'll feel like I want to, and like, it's all overwhelming. And I had this interesting sense of, after I got done, actually before I got done journaling, and when after I was on TikTok, I was like, life is it seems very slow sometimes, which is good. It also seems fast. And maybe that's my age, and I just contradicted myself there, but okay. But it's just like, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be alive, but that doesn't mean it's tough and challenging. And there are moments where you just realize that there's a lot of, not monotony, not repetition. That's not really what I'm going for with the statement, but there's a lot of just, you have to go through life, I guess. And that's something that we all have to do, live until you die, but that doesn't mean that it's not always the most pleasurable experience, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I'm grateful for my immortality, but sometimes days are long, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes maybe this is also just because I've been very tired lately, like physically tired and in other ways. Just like going to bed a little earlier, which I kind of want to do anyways. Sleep is important. Sleep and medications and exercise and diet, which I haven't been doing as well in the last two, but little by little. That's the thing I just don't think I understand. The concept of bit by bit, I don't really feel like I have all the supports in place, but I want to go out and do the things that require me to have all the supports in place, like building a startup or doing climate tech or, you know, running a YouTube business or, you know, starting branding. I don't know. So I have all these ambitions and goals, and they never really seem to be realized, which I talk about a lot on this channel, I feel like. And that's fine. That's not the hugest issue. I mean, it would make me feel better, it would make me feel more accomplished if I did. And I know that I'm already doing a lot of stuff, which is great. But my brain just goes like, no, you need to do the best you possibly can. Like, you need to, I don't know. Yeah. It just wants me to, I just want to do big things for the world and help the world. And I guess I'm young and I have that save the world sort of mindset, right? But that's maybe a bit naive. I understand that. I mean, things will change throughout the world, throughout history, and probably pretty soon. I mean, the only word I'll say here is Luigi, right? If you know what that is, when you're watching this video. But, you know, and those changes are scary, changes in society. And for me, I personally want to be prepared, but then I lose sight of that when I'm thinking of all these things. And then I'm like, oh, but you need to be flexible. But part of me, my brain is just like, oh, I want to be rigid, and I want to know, and I want to know, and I want to know, and I want to know the future, and I want to know my plans. I want to be able to stick to it. But then I plan so much that it takes up my brain space. So yeah, I plan much more than I actually do. And I just saw a video on that, and it makes me feel like, oh, shoot, I should be doing more. But then at the same time, I'm like, sometimes I don't want to do, but my brain still wants to plan. Like, my brain is very good at like planning and, you know, somewhat doing academics in a way, kind of. And then it's also very bad at some other things, you know, self-care and stuff, I guess. And yeah, but it's okay. I'm not really sure I have too much else more for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me ramble. I would say it's pretty nice having this like personal, I call it a personal YouTube channel. I have a music one that I don't really post on. I haven't really cross-posted from TikTok to YouTube, which is fine. I'll get to it at some point. But I haven't really been super inspired for music lately, so that's fine. And then I also have this STEM channel that I made 2 videos on. I've scripted like 3 or 4 more, but I'm just, I would say too lazy. That's another issue that I have. Maybe it is laziness, I don't know. But I haven't been motivated to film the videos, because then you have to film them and edit them. And even though I've like compiled some of the stock footage and like have an idea of what I want to put, it's just hard to sit down in front of the camera and like do the rehearsal and practice and all that sort of stuff. And like, yeah, I did acting in high school. So I should be okay with that. But it takes effort, even though it's fun to make. It's really fun to make. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I think that's all. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.